channel. If you don't know who I am, my name's Christy and I talk about ways I've saved over $5,000 a year on groceries for our family and how I feed my family without the added chaos. Lots of different things here on the channel, so definitely check it out. Today I'm actually dealing with all of this and I thought I would film for you guys so I could show you what I do. If you've got a small fridge space, and I have a couple of fridges, but one of them that's here in the kitchen, it's very small, so when it comes to actually like storing fruit and veg, I don't actually have a lot of space for fresh fruit and veg. So there's something I do to actually be able to buy all this in bulk at a sale price, or maybe it's markdowns. It's stuff like Odd Bunch, Marketplace, all that kind of stuff that you can get stuff really cheap. I can actually save money by buying that stuff, and then I do something with this to then transfer it into my freezer. So that's why I buy it like this. So I buy it like this so I can obviously save money, but then also have very quick access to it when I want to do cooking. That's usually what it is. In the actual fridge itself, just our day-to-day like fruit and veg that I might want to use for, I don't know, like salad stuff, or just like apples and pears and whatever that kind of fruit, strawberries, that kind of stuff. The stuff that I don't freeze, we use the fridge for. But other than that, this is the best way to do it. If you have a small fridge and you don't have the space and you've got a little bit of freezer space that you can use, I'm going to show you guys how I do it, how I pack it up, and how you can actually put it into your freezer and save some space there as well. The other thing I want to say is I actually did show a little sneak peek of this on my other video. I'll link it below, and it was me showing you guys how I actually pretty much double the space in my freezer by how I pack up my meat, and you guys loved that video like so much. So I did a little sneak peek of this because I was just showing you as I was cooking some mince. But if you want to know how you can actually buy more meat, if you think you can't fit a lot of meat in your freezer and you want to stock up on it for emergency stockpile stuff, or just you've got a big family, you just don't have the space, definitely watch that video, because I know it's a very simple thing that I did, but a lot of people actually didn't even think about doing it that way. So definitely have a look at that video. I'll link that below as well. But today we're going to start on this. I have actually already started on the zucchini. I've actually already started, I would say I normally grate this stuff. I'm going to show you what I'm using right now, but I've started actually chopping this up into what I would use for actual cooking, and that's the key for me. So what I do is I actually make up like little freezer bags portioned out to what I actually need for the recipes that I do. So the regular recipes that I use certain veggies for, I always have this done and prepped. It saves a ton of time and a ton of cleanup on, you know, dinner time if I'm actually cooking something completely from scratch like spaghetti bolognese, you know, and if I don't already have that in the freezer and I need to make it, then I don't have to do any of the prep. I don't have to do any of the cleaning. I just grab the freezer bag out and pop it into the mince like I did in that video the other day. So I've actually started doing the zucchini. I already have, like I have this here, but I've probably already done, there's probably another whole big lot of that, and that's what's made this up. Now I normally grate up, like one of the bags that I actually do is actually zucchini, onion, carrot, and capsicum, and I use that combination for a lot of different recipes. A lot of it's got to do with like bolognaise, like minced meats and stuff like that. I definitely use it, cassaroles, just anything I want to hide veggies into. That's really the key. Normally I grate the carrots, normally I grate the zucchini. The onion I normally buy already done in freezer bags, because I just hate cutting up onion. It does cost me a bit more, but I hate the cold crying thing. However, today we are actually going to dice up the onion ourselves, and I'll show you how. And then the capsicum I usually dice up. So obviously it takes a little bit of time actually hand grating everything, cutting stuff up. It's always been worth it for me to do that. However, I have something that's going to help me do that a lot quicker now. So I actually invested in one of these mini KitchenAid choppers. This, if you're in Australia, you can buy this for $100 from Coles, or you can get it for $50 if you have 50 of the current cooking credits, cookware credits. That is part of the deal that goes till, I think it's around the 20th of May. Just check the date on that. But you can use it, you can exchange those credits for all the cookware and stuff like that. I don't particularly like the cookware they've got. I don't think they're great for our gas stovetop. But I did look at this, I did consider this, and I'm so glad I got it, because it is like saving me so much time, guys, in the grating up and the cleanliness and all of that. So this is what I'm going to use today to do some of the things, some of the chopping that I need to do. So I'm super happy with it, honestly. Now $50, obviously I've still paid $50 for this, and I probably could have got something a bit cheaper at Kmart. However, I thought, being KitchenAid, it's quite a very good, you know, known quality product, so I thought the blades in this may last longer, and that's really why I went for this one. But no regrets here at all. I only wish maybe I had a bigger one with the different blades in it that would do different chopping stuff, like you could cut up like slices of cucumber and stuff like that. I think if you've got the big one, my dad's got the big one. But for starters, oh my gosh, love this thing. So this is currently what it's looking like. The carrot was really good too. I'll show you an example of the carrot in a second. But it's like I've grated it up, really. Like, it's pretty good. You just don't want to do it too much because otherwise it can turn into a puree. And it does have like a little drip hole thing here that you can put like oils and stuff down, or water, whatever if you were doing like baby food and stuff like that, you can put that in there and make it a full puree. All right, so the 3 bags that I'm actually going to make up today. One bag is obviously, like I said, for the spaghetti bolognese. I might do shepherd's pie. What else do I do? Like slow cooker stuff, casseroles, that type of thing. That's gonna have the zucchini, carrot, onion, and capsicum in it. I was just trying to think of what the other one was. Capsicum. Another dish that I like to make up as well is deviled sausages, and that usually has onion and apple in it. Sometimes I add carrot into it sometimes, but most of the time it's just the onion and apple that I like to do. And then the third one is actually apricot chicken as well, which I haven't made for a while, so I do want to make up some freezer bags. So they usually have carrot and onion in them. That's what I do. Some people put mushrooms in it. You can put mushrooms in it as well, but I generally don't. So they're the bags I'm actually going to make up today. So I'm going to show you that as I make them. I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm going to show you how I freeze them. The other thing I want to say about this is, if you've got, this is where it will save you money as well. Like, it will save you a ton of money. If you're getting to the, you know, the end of the day and you've got to do dinner and you've had sport on or whatever, you got home late from work, whatever, and you're exhausted and you think, I don't have time to prep, I don't have the energy, you know, I'm just going to go buy takeaway. This has helped me stop doing that, and that's another reason why, you know, I've saved so much money on groceries and stuff like that, because I have this stuff prepped. I just go to the freezer, grab it out, throw it in the pot, and it's done. You know what I mean, with the meat. So it's just another way of helping you save money. It's going to make sure you know that you've got stuff, and you don't even have to think about actually, you know, all the prep and the cleanup and stuff, because it can be a lot. If you've got to cut up all these veggies and stuff and you're exhausted, you're really definitely going to go, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm just going to go get takeaway for the kids, you know what I mean? So this helps with that. So it's always a great way of, you know, saving some money there too. I'm just going to show you quickly how I cut these veggies up for the KitchenAid if you don't have one. The mini one, I don't know about the big one, but the mini one, you need to cut it up into, they say 2.5 centimeter sort of things. I just roughly give it a chop. I do it very quickly, nothing crazy, just to get it done so I don't take up too much time. And then I just put all that in there and press the button. So I'm going to show you that. But yeah, the same with the carrot. When I did the carrot, I just cut it up the same way. I didn't peel it at all. I've just done that. The onion, obviously I've cut the ends off, peeled that bit off, but I've just cut it up really roughly as well. And then the capsicum, I haven't actually tried the capsicum yet, so let's see how that goes. All right, so I've popped it all in there. I've probably put a little bit too much in this time. Hopefully this will cut up, but otherwise it's pretty much like 3/4 full is what I've been doing. And then with this, you just put the lid on. Then you turn the power point on. So you want to make sure when you're putting this lid on that you don't have the power on, because once you press down on this, it's going to start. I've turned the power on. All you have to do is just press this down and it's done within like seconds. All right. There, done. How good's that? If you wanted to do it a little bit more, like the bottom's really done. I probably overfilled it a little bit too much this time, but to me, like the size of it's fine for me, definitely. The more you do it, obviously the finer it will go. Plus I've got this set on number 1, is this little switch down here, got 1 and 2. I've got it on 1. If you do it on 2, it's gonna do it a lot faster and puree it a lot more. Okay, done. How quick's that? So I'm just going to keep going with these veggies, pop them in the bowls, and then I'll show you how I'm doing up the bags. I just want to quickly mention about the capsicum. It is very watery, so you just do 3 very quick sort of pushes down. Don't hold it down, because otherwise it's going to be really mushy. So this is not too bad as far as being cut up, but there is a lot of water in there. So what I've been doing is just putting a little bit of paper towel up against this, scrunched up, and then just draining out the water. before I put it in this bowl. I'll just show you what I mean when you're actually cutting it, because yeah, don't hold down the button. It'll be too much. Maybe one more. Yeah, that's definitely enough. So you just want to be careful because it's, yeah, very watery and it'll turn very mushy otherwise. Okay, this is why I don't like cutting onions. I'm putting my sunglasses on because I'm literally, I don't know if you can tell, it is stinging the heck out of my eyes. And I'm not even, all I'm doing is cutting this onion, the ends off, cutting in half and then another quarter roughly. Rough chop. Nothing crazy like this, and it's killing me. This is why I hate doing onions. This is why I buy the frozen bags. So even though I could use the chopper, everyone keeps complaining at me because I keep buying the frozen ones. For me, I think it's just better because I hate this. Especially if I'm doing a whole heap of onions like this, it's like killing me. Okay, because there is less onion and less capsicum than the zucchini and carrot, just because once it's diced down quite a lot like this, especially in that machine, then it's a lot more finer. So I'm just going to combine these two. I don't normally do this because I normally, oh, that needs soaking up. See, there's a lot of water in there. I need to soak that up. Because I normally dice it with a knife, they're bigger chunks. This is better though. What I've got here is much better. I'm just going to drain some more of that water. All right, that's better. I've just drained it off. Yeah, because it's diced a lot smaller, obviously, it doesn't look like as much as what I normally get because I'm not dicing up big, you know, big chunks. But I am just going to mix this all together. And then I think that will end up being more of an even sort of look with the other veggies for when I'm bagging them up. And even if there is like a little bit more of one thing than the other, it doesn't really matter. Like if I've got excess of one of them and not the other, I still put them in a bag, and then once I get more veggies, I just, you know, make it up with that basically. So, but this will be good. I think this will probably make it somewhat even to the zucchini and carrot. I have done a lot of the zucchini and carrot and this because this is probably the mix that I use the most when I'm cooking, so it's so good to have on hand. All right, so these are all done now. So now I'm just going to start bagging them up. So I just really do sort of layers basically, so I know what's in them. So when I go to the freezer to find my veggies to make a certain dish, I know what's in the bag and I know what I'm going to use that for. That's how I do it. I don't usually write what it is on there because obviously I know what it is because I'm the one cooking, so it doesn't really matter. And as far as dates go, I don't really do that either because I just use everything until it runs pretty low, and then I make a new batch, and then I might write something on the new batch perhaps. But I have nothing in there right now, so this is literally, you know, I used everything, so this is literally the next big lot of stuff I'm going to make. I also do them in these Ziploc bags. These are just the sandwich ones, and like I did with the meat, I fold over the top like this. I did that with the meat because I just don't like the yucky stuff going there when I'm going to like seal it up and stuff. So I do that for that reason too. But with this, when you start filling these up, once you get close to the top, once you put that up, it just helps you leave a little bit of room for it to actually do it up and not overfill it. So it's just what works for me, and that's the way I do it. So I'm going to start doing these, and then we'll do the apricot chicken lot, and we'll also do the deviled sausage bags as well. And then I'll show you how many bags I got out of all those veggies, and you can see how much more compact it is as well. All right, so I'm just scooping this in using a measuring cup. I tend to use measuring cups for doing this because it just scoops into the bag easier than obviously using spoons or big like what are they called, ladles and things. I also sit my bags in a bowl like this as well. It keeps it sturdy instead of it being on the bench, especially if you're bagging up like bolognaise or something like that that's really like floppy and runny. All right, I probably do maybe a bit more. It's usually around, you know, pretty even between all of them. I do have a little bit less of the capsicum and onion, so I'll just keep that in mind. Now, I do want to say, for anyone that's not watched me, this is, like I said, a regular mix that I put in my spaghetti bolognese. And if you're thinking, oh, my kids aren't going to eat that, that's gross. All this stuff breaks down and you don't even see it. So you're getting vegetables into everyone without having them even know about it. And the kids, yeah, the kids are quite surprised. I do tell them nowadays that, you know, I showed them the zucchini before. I'm like, yeah, that's what I put in. And they honestly were quite shocked, but they love the spaghetti bolognese. It's one of their favorite dishes that I make, of course. So, they don't mind. They don't mind because I can't taste it and they're still getting good veggies into them. So, and that's what it looks like when it's done. And then you just freeze these flat in the freezer initially, just have them stacked, and then you can, you know, once they're frozen, you can put them wherever you want, obviously, to organize. But it's important to freeze them flat, because if you freeze them upwards like this, it's just gonna, they become bulky and just take up a lot of room. So always freeze them flat like this, and then, yeah, you'll be able to maneuver them wherever you want. I actually ended up having more of the capsicum and onion than I thought. So I went ahead and made my little, if you watched a video, oh, was it on this channel? I don't know if it was on this channel. I think it was actually. When I did my breakfast prep, I make up little frozen bags like this so I can throw them in eggs in the morning. It's just so much better for me to have a lot of protein in the morning, and then I'm more full and it just sets up my day. So if I can have this pre-prepped as well, then obviously I have a bit more of a fuller breakfast than just having eggs. So this has got the capsicum and onion, and then I've got spinach here. So I keep a big bag of spinach in the freezer. I put it in there, I like freeze it, and then I open up the bag, and then I crush the bag, and it just crushes it into little bits. So I just sit that bag in there, and I can throw that into eggs if I want. But if I can have other things and make up these bags, I do that. So I've done that, and I've managed to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5 of those. So that's great. Okay, so for the apricot chicken and the deviled sausages, I'll be using this type of onion this time because I don't have any fresh onion left. I use that obviously in the other mix. This is what I normally buy because I hate the crying, like I said. So it's already diced up. You can get it from all your supermarkets here in Australia usually, and it's around $3 for the bag of 500 grams. So I guess when you're buying onions, you're cutting off ends and peeling and all of that. So you're actually paying for that in the weight. So I don't know, it's up to you on what you do. This just purely because it's easier for me and I don't want to cry, so that's why I use it. Anyway, I'll be using this. I do have, this is for the apricot chicken. So I might put some in the deviled sausage, like I said, but I prefer circles when it comes to cooking in this type of thing, just because they cook better. Otherwise you get really hard bits, so because everything else cooks a lot quicker, especially when you're doing apricot chicken. So this is what works best for me, but you just do whatever you want to do. So just folding over the edge again, and just gonna fill fairly big. I usually, with the apricot chicken, I'll go probably around about nearly half a bag there. I'm going to throw some peas and corn in this because I like to have that in my apricot chicken as well. Bird's eye peas and corn is our favorite, so I like the bird's eye veggies. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know that that's just the one we prefer. We like the taste. I don't know what it is. I know all vegetables should be the same, but apparently not, even for Johnny and I. So I buy these veggies because we eat them, and so do the kids, which is, you know, you've got to get your kids to eat veggies. It can be difficult, but this just works for us, definitely. Oh, what's that about? So I've got probably another, we'll say thirds, 1/3 there, 1/3 with this, maybe a little bit more than a third there, and then we just add some onion as well. So I don't put too much onion, but it's nice to have some for flavor, definitely. And there's the apricot chicken bag. So I'm gonna say maybe a bit over 1/3 of the carrot, then you've got about 1/3 of the peas and corn, and then a little bit of onion, basically. So that's enough for us for one sort of dish of it, if that makes sense, for dinner. If I'm doing a big double batch, then I'll just grab 2 of these bags out of the freezer when I'm actually cooking. The apples I'm using for deviled sausages, if you can get apples from Woolworths or Coles in that, what is it, like the odd bunch range, get them because they're so much cheaper right now, because apples are super expensive in the supermarket. You're looking at around $7 to $8 a kilo where I live. So these per bag for a kilo were about $3.90, so they were good. So you get kind of lots of different shapes and, you know, things going on, but for cooking they're totally fine. So I tend to buy those apples for cooking because it's just so much cheaper. Now with the deviled sausages, generally I dice the apples up, so I'm going to peel it and then dice them up. I'm not going to put it in the chopper because it will just turn all mush, and I don't want that. Like, I actually want apple pieces, so we'll just, yeah, cut it up roughly. I don't do anything special with it, but It's just something obviously that we like to have in there because it just adds that flavour. There's all the apple diced up, so just cut roughly, nothing too crazy. I'm not going to put carrot in with the deviled sausages. I just decided that I would make extra bags up for the apricot chicken. So because I realised I need to do a bit of a bulk cook up of that. I don't have any more left in my freezer and I need some for Johnny for his work. So I needed extra. So in these bags, we're going to put probably 3/4 roughly, or maybe 2/3 of apple. And then the rest will be onion on top of that. I don't put a huge amount of onion because the kids won't really eat that like that in this. So, but the apple, we all like apple. So we kind of add that in. There, that's done. Now, people probably ask me about the apple if it goes brown. It goes a little bit brown, but it's being frozen. It's going to be used in cooking, so it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it's fine. It doesn't taste bad or anything. It's usually pretty good. So it would be different if it was just sitting in the fridge, obviously, but because it's being frozen, it doesn't matter. It's just going to go in the cooking. No one's going to notice. So yeah, I'm just going to make up the rest of these bags and then we're done for the night. So we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the deviled sausage bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus the one I already used, so 10 bags of this with the zucchini, carrot, onion and capsicum, which is my main one that I use in a lot of things. So that's why I usually make a whole lot more of that compared to the others, but perfect for that. I did have all the little spinach bags. I think I made 5 of those as well, like the spinach with the leftover capsicum and onion for breakfast, so that's great. And then I've got 4 bags of the apricot chicken mix that I like to use as well. So how good is this, guys? All right, so this is what I've compacted all those veggies I had out here down to just what's sitting here. Aside from, I did use 1 packet of these to make spaghetti bolognese for dinner tonight because it was just a quick, easy option and it's the weekend, so we like to have that on a Sunday usually. And then obviously these bags here have actually the peas and corn in them, so it's actually a bit of extra veggies compared to what I actually had sitting on the bench, and the extra onion as well. So this is why I do this. I purchase all the veggies at a really great price, get them as cheap as possible. Sometimes they're odd bunch, sometimes it's just from the cheap fresh fruit and veg shop. You could just sales, all that kind of stuff. Buy it in bulk and then do this. So I'm getting my money's worth, but also because I don't have a big fridge, I can't fit everything in there, and you can't have it last for a long time either. I can't have it 2 weeks worth, you know. Grab it, do this, put this in the freezer, and then I've got nothing to worry about when I go to make these meals. It's just going to cut down so much time and yeah, saves me a ton of fridge space, like I said, and a ton of money. So super happy with today's results. All right, so the last step is to freeze them. So like I said, you want to lay them flat like this, freeze them like this, and then once they're frozen, you can maneuver them around into wherever you put this kind of stuff, okay? For me, most of this will stay into this freezer because I have veggies on this side. If you've watched my my stockpile video that I did the other day, I'll link that below. I have veggies on this side and I have like raw meats on this side. So once this is all done, I'll move some things around and just make them fit properly. But yeah, I'm ready to go with this. It's probably best to at least leave it overnight before you start moving them around. But yeah, and you want to do it quickly, so because things like onion and stuff, it defrosts very quickly. So once I started making some of these bags, I would put them into the freezer just to stop the onion from going all watery and stuff. So do that as you go, because if you're doing a lot of veggies like I did, it takes quite a while, you know, like this probably all up, that's at least a couple of hours. Now doing this though, and even though it's taking me a couple of hours, there is like how many meals are there, you know, already done and prepped. It's probably saved me at least 20 minutes each time I have to make one of these meals in actually like cutting up veggies and clean up and all of that. So I'm just going to throw it in the pot and that is it. What you want to do, people will ask me this too, I know, because they've asked me in the past, but if you're cooking something and you want this out, I honestly just grab this and throw it in the pot. Put a lid on the pot. So I've already done my meat. I usually put this in and I put the lid on, and it just honestly after about 5 minutes starts falling apart because the steam gets in there and defrosts. It's like a bag of veggies. If you really want to, like the breakfast ones, I usually, because I throw that into just an egg, I will put that in like a little glass dish and put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds or so, and then just break it up and then throw it in. If you want to do that, you can do that, but perfectly fine just to throw these straight into whatever meat dish you've got going that you want this to go into, and it's perfectly fine. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please, if this was helpful to you and you think someone else might like this, please share this video. It really helps the videos get out there and helps the channel grow and everything as well. Please subscribe if you're new, if you want to see more videos like this. I have plenty of things coming up and things I've been doing over the last 10 years on this channel, but I'm definitely trying to do a lot more of this kind of stuff here on the channel now, definitely. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Bye.